Welcome, everyone, to CEO Talks, podcast created by Rick Hughes of Peace Entertainment Media. My name is Alicio Castaneda, branch manager for Bergen Harbor Bank here in Manassas, Virginia, community's favorite banker. Today, I again have the honor and the privilege of being with Mr. Caleb Green of Legal Shield. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, sir. And so with Legal Shield, Caleb, let everybody know what it is that you do, what Legal Shield can do for businesses to make sure they're thriving in this economy.
Man, how awesome an opportunity. First of all, thank you to Peace Media for having me here, and thank you for interviewing me. I have the great pleasure of being able to market a service that I feel every person should have.
Okay.
Legal Shield is a 50-year-old company established in 1972, quite literally because of an accident. And here we are 50 plus years later, protecting and empowering families with their legal needs and their identity theft issues. All of the things that pertain to the digital you as well as the personal entity of being a person. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, well, I don't have a legal situation. If you're alive, you have a legal situation.
There's something going down.
Well, for example, you are in a state, whether you have one organized or not. Someone is going to have to contend with what you as an entity, as a person, has experienced during this life and the assets that you have accrued. Mm-hmm. So that right there itself is estate planning. But what we get to do is that we get to protect small businesses with their legal needs. We get to protect individuals. We get to protect families. We get to protect commercial drivers. And we come around them with packages that fit their needs, their legal needs and their identity theft needs. And basically, I will use this tagline that I heard not too long ago. The answer is yes. What's the question? And a lot of times we hear that with Legal Shield. Well, does Legal Shield cover this or Legal Shield do this? The answer is yes. But what's the question? Mm-hmm. Because for a very affordable cost, I can protect these individuals or these entities for dollars a day to have a very, very powerful law firm on retainer.
Okay.
And so they're already paid before you call. How awesome is that?
Yeah, that's not how it usually works.
That's not how it works.
Attorneys ain't know that it works that way.
I challenge you to go and get on the telephone, try to find a pro bono attorney, and see if that attorney will be available to you 24/7, 365 days a year for, let's say, roughly $1 a day, and meet all of the needs and cover your family members. And address all of your legal needs.
Okay.
Give you advice and consultation. Mm-hmm. Write letters. Make phone calls on your behalf. Just a pro bono. Okay, so if that doesn't work, that's the free guy. He's going I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
We're going to go to someone you may have to pay. And so I'm going to go low. I'm going to go low price. I'm going to go low. $250 an hour.
You're being nice right there. That is low.
That's low. $250 an hour. That's the friends with benefits discount.
I knew this guy back in high school. Discount. That's what that is right
exactly. There. We're a very, very reputable company. We're a very, very powerful membership. And I'm just been privileged to be a part of it for the last 18 years.
18 years with Legal Shield.
18 years, yes, sir.
Okay, and so I cut right in the beginning. It's both business, the individual, the family, and as far as for your online presence. So with you being with Legal Shield 18 years, has that online presence shifted with the World Wide Web, smartphones, with the technology coming out, now AI coming out?
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Listen, first of all, people always say, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right? Not necessarily. With the onset of artificial intelligence, there are so many positives.
Yeah.
With the onset of the World Wide Web, there were so many positives. But just like any good thing, you will always have an adversary who will come along and weaponize it against those who don't use it for nefarious purposes.
That's right. Unfortunately, anything you can think of, you have people who want to be honest, and you got the people who want to be nefarious.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You're a banker.
I am a banker.
Have you ever heard of fraud?
Unfortunately, too many times in a week, maybe even too many times in a day.
Too many times in a day.
I do hear about fraud consistently.
Yeah.
And it has not changed. I've been in the banking industry since 2018. So the last 7 years, it has not gotten better. I can definitely say that.
Yeah. And the bank actually provides a number of tools. But you can't address all of the legal issues that go along with perhaps someone who has experienced financial fraud, someone who has experienced what I'm going to consider a takeover. There are people who know how to take over your persona and steal your money. That's still fraud, but what I'm saying is there's so many avenues that's out there that people are using to exploit the people who are helpless. Mm-hmm. So what we do is that we come alongside you, or you give us permission to protect you when you become a member of Legal Shield. And then we, depending on which package you get, we provide benefits that allow you to have access to the justice system. Liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that everyone should be afforded, but not everyone exercises. Mm-hmm. They say that, the law is legal and not logical. And so in order to speak legalese, which the majority of us don't, you need to have someone who can actually interpret that and be your advocate.
For you. That's right.
And it's not necessarily for bad people to do worse things. It's for when bad things happen to good people.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate in this day and age, 2025. I do see that a lot more often than anything. The unfortunate events going around. But I want to go in a little bit deeper, Caleb. You said people get to pick and choose. How does that look like? Is it like a Chipotle? You say you want this, this, and this, or is it more like categorized, like 5 different categories, and whichever category makes more sense for you? How does that look like for you?
And that's exactly right. We have 3 tiers of memberships for Legal Shield, and what's exciting about our company is that we don't leave it there. We get better each and every day, and so we're rolling out new enhancements each and every year. We have a basic tier, we have a preferred tier, and then we have a premium tier. Okay. And I'm not going to say all of the technical terms because it won't mean anything to you unless you talk to me, and then I will give you everything that you need. But what we do is that we make sure that the package fits the person. Okay. Sometimes you get premium channels on cable. Yeah. You're at work. Can you watch Showtime, HBO, and all of that stuff when you're at work?
So you probably can't.
That's just not feasible. But you still need access to cable. You still maybe want your ESPN, your CNN News, Weather Channel. Yeah. You want those things. Well, we are able to provide those things. Okay. If you look at the packages that we provide, and like I said, I'm speaking very basically here. A consultation will give you the 100% top-notch version of what I'm expressing to you. Okay. But I'm so thankful that if you don't have a budget for the most expensive plan, we can still cover you, and you can still have access at affordable costs for as little as $1 a day. And not only do we protect you, so you have a family.
Yes, sir.
So I protect you and your spouse. Do you have children?
Not yet.
Not yet?
They're on the way,
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, come on, Jocelyn. No, I'm just playing. I don't know your situation, but seriously, we protect you, the spouse, and then up to 8 dependents.
Oh my!
For the same price.
For the same.
Up to the age of 26.
For your dependents.
If for who's not married, right? They might be full-time away at college. It's like there's just so many benefits to having what we have, but people will spend that money on HBO. Yeah. Or they'll spend it on Spotify, or they'll spend it on whatever other membership. And basically, because we're a subscription-based model, it's very difficult to convince people to spend money with you. I don't try to convince you. I have a conversation. I'll show you the need that we all have, and I can show you how to make it affordable. And I'm more excited because it is a conversation, and I like to talk to people. I get a great thrill personally when I know that our services have helped someone navigate a crisis. Okay. When you navigate a crisis and you come out on the other side, you made a friend. There are people who say, I'll never be without this membership because, and I get that because I have the service. I use the service. So listen, if you have a family and you have teenage drivers, maybe you drive like a teenager yourself. I mean, you have an advocate should you get to meet the county's or the state's finest. But not only that, let's say you run into a situation with your neighbor and it's just not going to resolve itself amicably.
No.
Maybe you run into a situation with the homeowners association. Maybe you bought your refrigerator at Sears. You bought a Maytag, and the Maytag repairman doesn't come like it used to, but people don't honor their warranty. So what we do these days is that we pay for stuff up front, and then when it comes time for the delivery, that company may be out of business, or it may be passed on to someone who doesn't do or honor their commitment. You need advocacy. Legal Shield is an answer
for that. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So going into the 3 tiers, it's the same whether you're looking for your business company under their EIN or your personal under your social.
That
it's
is correct.
Still 3 tiers on both sides.
That is correct.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then for the subscription model, is it kind of similar to Netflix where you pay 1 month, you want to cancel next month? Or
Yes. That's what's exciting. Okay. We are month to month, but I don't write business for month to month. I write business for the long haul because I would rather not write you a policy if you only need it for one thing. I'm like, go hire someone for what it costs because you don't understand the value if you're only looking to cancel.
That's right.
Right? That's just not what we do. I'll give you XM radio. When you're in your car and you get used to it, you're like, man, I can listen to the game, or I can listen to this kind of music on demand.
Yeah.
And then you don't pay the subscription, and then you don't have it anymore, and you're just back to local stations, and that's great.
Yeah.
But when you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't want to hear, or you don't know what the radio stations are where you are, you want what you want. If I'm in California, and I have been in California, I've been all over the nation, and I have a legal issue, I still have a law firm on retainer.
So it's nationwide.
Yes, it's not just a state. We do referral issues, like that, but you get someone who's working for you in those places. And this is a fantastic company, not to mention the opportunity for compensation. And just the opportunity itself is the reason why I'm doing this. When I retired from the military, I did not ever want to work for anyone else again. I work for myself and the members of my team. I work along with them because they decided to trust me.
That's right.
As a business leader and as a business mentor, and to join me. And if you are looking for an opportunity, I'm still willing to have that conversation with you. I want to vet your interests. Do you have a plan for the future? Some people say they have dreams, but they have no vehicle or mechanism to get there.
That's right.
We can show you how. We can show you how to go from, I'm going to use this tagline from my business partner, Dr. Jason Hanna, Dr. J. We can take you from stuck to unstoppable.
Bam. Love that.
Yeah. And
right.
Legal Shield, worry less, live more.
Worry less, live more. That's right. Okay. And in your 18 years, Caleb, that you've been doing this with Legal Shield, in your opinion, unfortunately, what's the most common thing that people run into?
It varies because it's situational depending on what's happening in society.
With what's going on with the current
world. What's happening in society? Mortgage busts. How many people bought a home and didn't have someone review the documents? Ooh. And when they didn't review the documents, what ended up happening is they ended up upside down in their loans. They paid thousands more than they should have because some of the pricing points don't necessarily convey to the state that you live in. We don't get used to using an attorney. You don't think you need one. But the truth is, if you're smart, I'll put it to you like this. Walk up to any celebrity who has assets, like, you know what I mean? Like got an abundance. They won't sign anything unless their attorney sees it. We have the exact same privilege, and it's not a discount version of it. We have it. We have top rated lawyers and law firms, or law firms and lawyers. But that's the thing, you don't just get a lawyer, because people hate lawyers. You get a law firm. The reason people hate lawyers is because the narrative sometimes that comes with movies, sleazy, things you hear in the news, swindling, stuff like that. My attorneys are paid before I call. So they're waiting to serve you, not charge you.
Yeah. And I charge you on the low end, the $250 that you had said earlier.
They're already paid.
They're already paid.
You know? So, I mean, what an incredible opportunity that I have. And there are quite a few independent associates who do what I do. I will say that I think what delineates me or separates me from the fray is I conspire to do you good. I conspire to take what I know to benefit you and your family, to benefit you and your business, and to lay it all out before you and help you to make the best decision so that you don't have to worry and stress. You're in business to make a difference. You're not in business to be stressed out. So if you take the tools that we have, we can make your life a little bit easier, and we can give you credible, affordable solutions with just the tap of an app.
Perfectly said. Now, Caleb, for people that want to contact you, what's be the best way to contact you?
Well,
or find you, or how do they find you and contact you?
Absolutely. So my business website is caleb91.legalshieldassociate.com. caleb91.legalshieldassociate.com. My business number is 703-957-0721. 703-957-0721. Or you could meet me at the Capitals game, Wizards game, Nationals game. You know, if you see me out and about, I'm always willing to have a conversation to help to protect and empower your family.
I love that. And I personally had a one-on-one consultation with Caleb about 2 months ago about a friend of mine, a situation he was in. Loved the advice, loved how you navigated me through the challenging questions I had to make.
Yes, sir.
So I can definitely attest. So Caleb, what I want to start right now with you is a new segment. It's called Peace in the Street.
Peace in the Street.
Peace in the Street. That's right. Coined by Rick Hughes. First question I have for you, Caleb, is how do you go about dealing with rude and fake people? I've seen people sometimes drop kick them. We're not advocating for violence here. I've seen other people do the Madagascar penguins, the smile and wave. What do you usually do with fake and rude people?
So fake people and rude people are people. And I have two options. I can make a friend, or I can repel a foe. Okay? So the first thing I do is I don't react, I respond. Okay? You can't react to goofiness, silliness, overbearingness, rudeness that way. Mm-hmm. Because what it does is that I'm going to refer back to my favorite lady in the world, Mrs. Edith Green, Lord rest her soul. She'll say, baby, what's in you going to come out.
Okay.
So if you have that bitterness, or that, if you don't have the love that it takes to deal with people, you will react.
That makes sense.
But I choose to respond. Haven't always been perfect, but I've come a long way, and I'm certainly not perfect at it now. But you really don't empower that kind of behavior. If I said, "Hey, dummy," you would look at me like, "Who are you talking to?" Because that is not my name.
You talking to me? Yeah,
right. But most people would do just what you said. You talking to me? Is that your name? Yeah. That's not even your name.
Yeah.
Hey, fool. Why would I even address that?
Yeah.
I'm like, fool isn't here, but hi, I'm Alicio. Nice to meet you, man. What's your name? You can disarm people. You can kill people with kindness, or disarm them with kindness, because a lot of times your kindness may be the very thing that is a circuit breaker for what's making them go over the edge.
That's right.
You're a banker, and if a rude, angry, upset customer comes in, you don't meet them with the same energy.
You definitely don't. No.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
you be like, hey, I'm Alicia. Hey, come on into my office and let me hear what the problem is. Maybe we can find a solution. You're going to disarm. And they're still upset. I'm so sorry that you're upset. So hold on for just a second. Would you like a drink of water? Mm-hmm. Would you like, I don't want anything from you. Well, look, you look like your feet hurt. You want to take your shoes off? You just talk them off the ledge. Yeah, you create an environment. You create a scenario where there's peace, mm-hmm. where there's calm. You are the antithesis of chaos. And when you bring that peace and love into their situation, into their storm, mm-hmm. Jesus said, peace, be still in the middle of the storm. The disciples were trying to wake him up. Lord, you don't care if we die. What's wrong with you? How can you sleep? He will go, peace, be still. And everything calmed down. You have the same power. You have the exact same opportunity to create peace in a chaotic situation. Because you responded and not reacted.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And Caleb, in your line of work with Legal Shield, what channels of social media marketing, if there's any channels that you personally use?
I use them all.
Use them all.
I use them all. I use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, but not all of them are for my Legal Shield business.
Okay.
I'm also a professional musician, so in those spaces, when you find me, you can also find me in the realm, that will allow you to see what I do professionally.
Okay.
Because I'm always attached, and it'll lead you back to wherever.
Lead you back to Legal Shield.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're out and about in the community or going to events and functions, and let's say it's merchandise, books of someone you really enjoy, do you prefer going about it like, hey, is there the free option, or because that's a value, you go ahead and just purchase it anyway, regardless of the cost, or it just depends?
Well, not everything is worth the dollars you spend.
Okay.
And I say that, but I do support my friends who are in business, who are authors, mm-hmm. and I do my very best to support that. And a lot of times the relationship is even more important than the collateral. And why I say that is that I can't go out and buy every self-help book, every get right. I just can't do that.
There'd probably be thousands of books.
Exactly. Right. If you're honest with yourself, it's probably sitting on the shelf somewhere collecting dust.
Yep. You gotta be honest with yourself with that one.
You have to be honest with yourself. But here's the deal. Buying is one thing. Mm-hmm. Investing is another.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So you buy according to what you need. Mm-hmm. Toothpaste, bread, Kool-Aid, milk, whatever, mm-hmm. juice. But when you invest, you intentionally are going into this particular scenario with your resources and saying that you are worth the dollars that I'm putting into you. And when I say you can't buy from everyone, it's not that I don't support you. Mm-hmm. But if I'm 18 years in the business and you're 18 minutes in the business, and I evaluate what I'm seeing, and there's no value for me, I learned this morning actually from my friend Dr. J. Maybe is sometimes the worst answer you can give.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Don't say maybe. It's either yes or no. No doesn't mean forever. It just means not now.
Yeah.
Yes, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. The reason that we do that, right, is because people need to understand, they need to be able to value you, your word. So if you're hanging on to my maybe and I tell you no, you're forever disappointed. If I tell you no, you can come back and ask me again, and I may be available the next time. You could ask me 15 times, but the one time you ask me and I say yes, I can promise you that would inject more life into you than 15 maybes.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? Because I kept my word, and you're like, you know what? Caleb's time is valuable, and he's told you that he can or he cannot. Mm-hmm. We're doing this. I'm very, very happy that Rick is such a professional, and that we talked about this being a year ago. We talked about doing this a year ago. And I haven't been able to commit because of my travel schedule, because of my performance schedule, because of my employee benefits presentation. You know, it's just like I'm in business, so I have to be able to do it. And when I finally got the opportunity to really be here, I'm like, oh man, I'm excited. I am because one, I get to support a friend. Two, we're living out the vision that we had spoken about. This is a fruition of something that somebody else dreamt, and we're making that come true collectively.
Collectively, yes, sir.
You know, and it's the same thing when you become one of my customers. You're helping to make my vision come true. And when someone comes to your bank and they bank with you, they're making your vision come true as a community leader. So we're all investing. And the great part about it is that it's authentic.
Yeah.
You don't have to question whether, I wonder if Caleb really, like, my money's in your bank. I must trust you.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the seat. I must, you know, I'm committed to the process, right?
That's right.
And I'm talking to customers or potential customers all the time. And I think they say that fortune is in the follow-up. And so here's the deal.
Amen.
That's in the business world. Fortune is in the follow-up. And that means that when you make contact with someone and you just continue to, you know, occasionally reach out to them, follow up, eventually they will either say no. The maybe is still a no, in my opinion, because if you don't make a sale. But here's the deal. When your yes is your yes, how powerful is that?
Oh, the best feeling. Yeah.
Now,
you're full of energy at that point.
You're my customer now, and you call me, and I don't ever return your call. How awesome is that?
That's the worst feeling in the world.
That is the
all
worst
your energy is gone like that. The trust probably broken.
Yeah. And I mend a lot of relationships for people who don't keep their word, because it's more important for me to keep the one who really wants to be here than the 100 I may be able to get if I just go. And it might not even be my book of business. Now, people will say, well, that's foolish. And I'll say that's human. I'll say that is the core of who I am as an associate. I'm an independent associate of Legal Shield Business Solutions. And I'm commercial division, B2B, B2C. We do it all. I do it all. I'm fully functional, but I don't want anyone to misjudge the package because you don't look like a businessman. That doesn't affect my knowledge. I might not have the ideal look that you desire, but that doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm a vocalist. I'm a professional singer. Yeah. I've been on stages with people. You probably could name an artist. I might have been on a stage with them, and I study the artist. I watch how they walk on the stage. I watch how they interact with monitor engineers. I watch how they perform and they work with in-ear monitors. I watch how they relate to the audience because I'm learning. And it may be some things that I like and maybe some things I don't like. But I'm always geared up to learn. So here's the deal. When I'm in the business community, I do the exact same thing. I look at business owners, I study. I might not be the best associate for you because I'm not gonna drink coffee at this one particular spot every day of the week because I live 15 or 25 miles away. Yeah. My business is in North America, Canada, and the United States of America. So that's we're basically two countries.
That is, yes, sir.
You know, and if you take a look at that, it doesn't mean that I don't care about you, but if you call me, I will get back to you. And I will take care of you. I will address your issues because that's more important to keep you than to sign you up and let you go. Because then I give the company a bad name. Yeah. When you're a brand ambassador, the utmost responsibility that you have is to be responsible for the brand. And so that's what I do as a business person, as a business partner. That's why I love working with Rick. That's why I love working with you. You have the compassion and you have the passion.
No, thank you.
That makes it makes a difference. It's a huge difference, man. It's huge. Yeah. Do you want your doctor to come and, kind of push you? Or do you want them to be, like, where does it hurt, sir? You okay?
Yeah,
to have that conversation.
That's right.
Yeah. You come in poking and prodding, man. You don't know what's going on
He's
here.
with a hammer and the knee goes flying out. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Caleb. So I think one of the last questions I'm going to have for you is, you personally, when you are scrolling through social media, whichever channel, whichever platform you're on, what usually catches your attention and makes you pause to actually look and engage with that content?
If I'm looking on social media, it's because it's a partial distraction or I have to wait for something else that I'm doing.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're in traffic and I'm driving, I can't scroll social media. I won't do that. That's just dumb. But sometimes I'm at home and I might have 5 minutes between conference calls. I use the bathroom or whatever and come back, get a swig of water, and then catch a notification, and then I'll just do it. I guess I'm telling my age. The weather is important. I got to know what's happening outside. Because sometimes if I have to travel an hour, I'll leave 3 hours early if a storm is coming because I don't want to be stuck in that. It's about situational awareness for me, social media.
Okay.
And I like to laugh.
Yeah.
I need something sometimes to break out the stress of what I've been through, and I look for things that are funny. But I also look for stories. I oftentimes will read a person is going through things, and I reach out to them a messenger or SMS, whatever it is. I'm like, hey, I just read that you're going through an issue. Are you willing to have a conversation with me? I think I have something that may be able to assist you.
Okay.
You know, and out of 10 opportunities like that, I may get 2 clients, but those clients know that I care. I don't troll the internet just to make a sale, but it's out there. People put their business and their life out there.
They do. Yeah, they post everything and anything they can out there.
So the answer is yes. So what's the question?
Mr. Caleb Green, thank you so much for your
my
time
friend.
and this opportunity to be with you one-on-one. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And that resumes CEO Talks with Mr. Caleb Green of Legal Shield.